My name is Haruki Nakamura. I was 18 years old when I died in Tokyo. I was reincarnated in another galaxy, where I became the son of an exarch. Now, I am Guillaume Fetian, and this is my story. Some memories we bury, not because they're painful, but because they make no sense. Fragments adrift, floating at the edge of a dream. And yet, that day, everything came back all at once. It was a formal ceremony, one of those King Francois Giuseppe had grown fond of in recent years. A solemn hall, modest in its decor but heavy with gravity. About 40 men and women, most of them in their 50s, quiet, discreet, standing in neat rows with the poise of those used to working in the shadows. The irregulars. According to legend, they had spent decades preparing the choice of Saint-Andéol and the Saint-Antonin, the titanic operations that had freed humanity from the chains that bound it. I was there only as a witness, representing Athanas, who was tied up elsewhere. I observed, took notes, listened. Nothing more. And then my gaze landed on one of them. Tall, slightly stooped, closely cropped white hair, an impeccable suit, no insignia. There was nothing remarkable about him, except that there was something off. A faint dissonance, a flicker of familiarity. Shinjuku. The impact hit hard, inward, and silent. I remembered myself as a teenager in Tokyo, a Saturday morning, Shinjuku Station, just after browsing in a shop full of anime merchandise. I was wearing a Ryo Saiba t-shirt. I'd noticed him then, camera slung around his neck, snapping photos like a tourist out of time. He seemed out of place, too precise, too focused. But he smiled at me, pointed at my shirt, and in hesitant yet sincere Japanese, told me he loved City Hunter. Said he'd discovered it on European TV as a teenager. Said that manga had pushed him to learn the language, to travel, to search for Tokyo in every corner. He spoke with a calm, scholarly kind of passion. And me? I just started talking about Rio, Kari, the differences between the anime and the manga, the darker tones of Angel Heart. I went on for 10 minutes. He listened, and then he left. I never thought of it again. Just one of the countless fleeting encounters in a massive city. Until today. Now, I watched him accept his decoration. He bowed to the Queen without flourish. There was something of the archivist in him, the weary strategist, the long-haul sentinel. And me, Guillaume, now princely advisor. I knew this man had shaped more destinies from the shadows than we could count, maybe even mine. He briefly lifted his eyes to me. A heartbeat, nothing more. Just that slight furrow of the brow, as if something was off, as if an echo from another world scratched faintly at the door of his memory. But no, he didn't recognize me. How could he? My face, my name, my world, all changed. He looked away, calm, and returned to his place among the irregulars. I remained standing, motionless, my heart slightly out of rhythm. It was nothing. A coincidence, probably. And yet I had the strange feeling that a loop had just closed, or that another was only beginning. In this kingdom, coincidences are rarely innocent. And if you want to understand why, if you want to trace this story back to its roots, then I invite you to read The Shadow of the Princes, Chronicles of the Red Kings, Tome 1. A political novel where loyalty is measured by one's ability to survive in the shadow and build the future from there. Available now on Amazon and Kindle ebook. Don't forget to like, comment, follow, and share, because sometimes it's the people you meet only once and who change everything.